It's that time again. Pirate Fest is in motion, but this jam-packed week isn't over yet. Stay tuned for more.
And breaking news from the White House as President Trump fires Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Viral comedian Drewski sparks laughter and controversy in a political video, but some politicians aren't laughing.
From pirate to pirate, from your home to your home by the sea, Hampton University's newscast, WHOV TV. Every Thursday in Hampton Roads, we are your voice. You can count on us to keep you updated on all the noise. Nationwide, school-wide, what's trending and what's in the sky. Pirates, this is the only news channel that is just for you. WHOV, the Scripps Howard News Watch starts right now.
Good evening, Pirates, and welcome back to WHOV TV. I'm Victoria Payne.
And I'm Nina Washington. We know the sun is shining here at Hampton, but we got business to handle. Hampton University is celebrating a major milestone. Hampton marked its 58th anniversary Tuesday with Founders Day and its annual Day of Giving. The university is encouraging students, alumni, and supporters to give back and support campus programs and scholarships. Organizers and the day highlights Hampton's legacy while investing in its future. You can donate at giving.hamptonu.edu. Happy birthday, Hampton, and thank you for being a part of the journey with us.
The Hampton Scripps is moving to the Hampton School of Journalism and Communications. The Hampton Script hosted its final interest meeting Monday. Students came out to learn how to get involved with the student-run newspaper. Dean Julia Wilson talks about the importance of the move.
This is where it belongs. The students who are aspiring journalists are strategic communicators. They're here in our school.
Leaders say the move will expand opportunities for students across writing, reporting, and digital media. Applications are due tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pirates, get ready to welcome a new class of Hamptonians for the 46th annual High School Day. Tomorrow, Hampton University student recruitment team will lead campus tours and host events like the Pirate Soundstage and the Academic Fair. SRT has been preparing for this day to give future Pirates a full experience.
We have to attend a lot of different roundups to prepare, make sure we know the chants, make sure we know where we're supposed to be lined up for our positions, and overall just getting to know everybody I'm going to be working with during a very busy day.
Pirates, pack your sleeping bags. This week is Camp Hamp at HU, and our reporter Ariana Askew has the story.
We're heading out into the wilderness to Camp Hamp as HU's 2026 Pirate Fest is underway. The Office of Student Involvement and Leadership and the Greer Dawson Wilson Student Leadership Training Program are hosting a series of events this week. Monday through Saturday ranges from informational summits about strengthening community and belonging to nights where students can let loose and dance. Members of SLP have been assisting with the facilitation of events and have worked to create an exciting environment for the student body.
It's technically a second homecoming, but it's just a homecoming in the spring. So we want to make sure the campus is still active and people are just having the best HU experience at Hampton University. So yeah.
Students gathered at 8 a.m. this morning for the Pirate Fest morning run and workout. And with SLP collaborating with clubs like the HU Run Club, this week caters to the interests of students and making it a memorable one. One of the most needed but controversial events of the week was the fireside chat with the SGA President, Naja Flowers, and President Daryl K. Williams.
But I think that students got their questions answered. I think they're happy with the answers that they got, and I think that it was a really good event.
This is Ariana with WHOV TV.
You can find more information for later events at Greer_SLP. This organization is making waves from inductions to winning awards. They're putting the purple stamp on Hampton. Our reporter B.L. Harewood has the story.
Is that my sister? Is that my sister?
You may recognize the National Council of Negro Women in many ways.
Best Women's Empowerment Organization, Outstanding Community Service, Social Justice and Advocacy, But one thing you'll always recognize is its sisterhood.
Mary McLeod Bethune created the NCNW in 1935 to lead, advocate, and empower Black women. Hampton University's collegiate section is one of more than 350 chapters across the country. It has about 200 members. Since being rechartered in 2024, the organization has had quite a presence on campus, winning big at this year's annual Org Awards.
Yes, NCNW sweepstakes. I mean, Hampton sees we're here to stay. We've made our impact on campus. We make sure we're intentional in every space we enter, every community service initiative we go to. We're hitting the ground running.
It's not just another social organization that occasionally does community service. It values its mission to show up for everyone, even those who aren't members.
I know that org is something that is very much, I want to be present, like fully present. And so knowing I wasn't going to be able to be fully present, I took a step back. We have a true, genuine sisterhood, which is very much appreciated. And they just pour into other people throughout campus. So I definitely would recommend joining and like building that sisterhood with different girls on campus.
Despite the work they do across campus and in Hampton Roads, some students still wonder why they should join.
Because you have girls from all over who you might not have even had a conversation with, but she's still going to be sisterly with you. Like, you see her on the street, you see her in your NCNW attire, you say, hey sister, strike up a conversation.
But really, if you care about finding your place and being able to give back to your college community, even in a small way, then I really think that the NCNW is an org for you.
But this blooming organization isn't done just yet.
The National Council of Negro Women also inducts its newest members on tomorrow. NCNW says this is a great honor for its sisters. After contributing to service and bonding events, new members will finally be able to rep their organization.
I feel like NCNW has been my second home on this campus. I really feel like I've truly found like a bond here, and to finally be like an official sister I'm like so excited.
The ceremony will be held at the Student Center Ballroom at 6:30 p.m. Congratulations to the Purple and White ladies. The Campus Plus Fashion Show has finally returned after a year-long break. The Body Positivity Organization will host its Thread of Rhythm show on April 8th, celebrating Black culture through fashion and music. Tickets are available now. Go to campus+_HamptonU on Instagram for the link for an online sale, or find your favorite cutie and buy a physical ticket. Good luck to all models. Hamptonians recently had the opportunity to explore studying abroad in South Korea. On Monday, the university's international office hosted an information session highlighting academic programs and its application process. Campus leaders say the event provided students with insight into how studying abroad can enhance their educational and professional goals.
So I would be interested in going to Korea to meet other cultures and eat different types of food and like be exposed to a culture that's very different from my own.
Slight trouble brews for our green and gold cousins at Norfolk State as cafeteria workers go on strike.
And basketball fans, the news you've been waiting for is here as the NCAA announces its Final Four. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
A Hampton family is grieving the loss after a crash on Interstate 64 took the life of a 1-year-old, and the family members identified the driver as a child's mother, 14-year-old mother. Virginia State Police say the child was not properly secured at the time of the crash. The teen has also been charged with driving under the influence, driving without a license, and a child restraint violation. More charges could follow as the investigation is ongoing. WHOV sends our condolences to the family during this time. Dining workers at Norfolk State University are pushing to unionize, calling for better pay, improved training, and more respect on the job. Workers recently delivered a petition to their employer saying current wages and working conditions make it difficult to make ends meet.
There's so much miscommunication, there's no training, there's a lot. And I think, well, honestly, I know that the workers are disturbed by it.
One small step for Kentucky State University, a big step for HBCUs everywhere. Kentucky state lawmakers passed a bill Wednesday. The legislation allows the state's only historically black university to become a polytechnic institute. The change means the school will increase its focus on practical, job-ready skills and hands-on training. Students, staff, and alumni were concerned about how this transition would affect the university. The House of Appropriations and Revenue Committee approved a new version of the bill that addresses these concerns. The bill has now been passed to the governor for further action. There's always something going on in the world. Pirates, let's stay federal.
President Trump fires Pam Bondi as Attorney General. Trump wrote to Truth Social that Bondi will be transitioning into what he called a, quote, much needed important job in the private sector. He praises Bondi for her work over the past year, but fails to mention reasoning for her firing her. Trump says General Todd Blanche will replace Bondi as acting as Attorney General, who has previously served as one of Trump's personal lawyers. According to CNN sources, this comes after Trump grew frustrated with Bondi's handling of several issues, including the Epstein files. Over the weekend, protesters in Virginia took to the streets for the No Kings movement. Crowds marched peacefully, holding signs and chanting while demanding accountability from the government. Organizers say the goal is to raise awareness and push for change, while keeping the conversation going.
Well, the problem is that there's so many things going on with this regime, you can't really pick one issue. Right now, we're out here to protest against the war in Iran, against ICE. We're calling for the abolishment.
Bank of America has agreed to settle a lawsuit connected with the Epstein files. The lawsuit claims they continued business with him while he was working his sex trafficking operations, and the bank has agreed to pay $72.5 million to the victims of the operation. A Bank of America salesperson says they did not engage in the crimes, and they would like to put this matter behind them. The case is but a larger effort to exposing institutions and their connection to Epstein.
Hollywood producer Tyler Perry is making headlines after stepping in to help TSA workers during the ongoing government shutdown. Perry gave $1,000 Visa gift cards to about 250 TSA workers in Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport after weeks of working without pay. While workers were initially told to return the cards due to federal rules, officials have now cleared the donation, which means employees can keep the money as payback begins rolling out. While the world was asleep on March 27th, the Senate voted to fund government departments, including TSA. This means TSA agents are getting paid for still working the shutdown. But Trump's memo is unclear. Workers are getting money for, quote, compensation and benefits to make up for some of what they lost during the shutdown. But this leaves TSA agents wondering if there are more paychecks to come as the shutdown continues.
The White House launched a new mobile app designed to provide direct updates from the administration. Officials say the platform will share news policy announcements and live streams of events. The app is now available for download on major devices. Supporters call it a step towards transparency in the White House. Critics raise questions about being related to information control. Pirates, it's the beginning of darty season. Let's see if the weather will stay sunny for us after the break.
Good evening, Pirates. I'm Aiden Miller with your weather for the week. Get your sunscreen out because it's going to be sizzling hot. Today, there was a high of 80 degrees and a low of 65 degrees with almost no clouds in sight. Make sure to keep that water handy as the heat is here to stay. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy skies, but the sun will be peeking through. Temperatures will peak at 78 degrees and drop as low as 62 degrees. This is the perfect time to sit by the waterfront, Pirates. The warm weather will continue through the weekend, with Saturday peaking to 78 degrees and dropping to 62 degrees. Sunday, there's an 85% chance of rain, but the weather will remain warm. There will be a high of 75 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. Next week will be slightly cooler with temperatures dropping. Monday, there will be a high of 60 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. Tuesday will be sunny with a high of 57 and a low of 47. Wednesday will be the coolest day of the week with a peak of 50 and a low of 43 degrees. Speaking of warm weather, meteorologists announced that the U.S. experienced the warmest day in March ever. With climate change on the rise, hot weather records are about 80% higher than they were in the 1970s. The probability of natural disasters has doubled from 20 years ago. Scientists believe the sudden drastic changes in weather are putting more and more people in danger. For more information on climate change, visit epa.gov. Well, that's all the weather I have for you this week. Back to you, Nina and Victoria.
Thanks, Aiden. Up next, let's see how our Pirates are doing in Sports Weekend.
And Michael Jordan is moving towards a new career path?
We'll be right back after this.
What's up, Pirates? I'm Jamison Harris, your sports anchor for today. The Hampton University's track and field teams will have a busy weekend running 3 meets in Texas, Florida, and Norfolk from April 2nd through the 4th. Good luck, Pirates. The Pirates softball team starts hosting April CAA leaders UNCF in a 3-game series. Friday is a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. and Game 3 on Saturday at 2 p.m. And Hampton's tennis teams will travel from Baltimore facing Coppin State at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Good luck, Pirates. And then there were 4. The NCAA men's tournament nears its conclusion this Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium. The semifinals feature teams Illinois playing against dominating UConn and Arizona playing Michigan. Illinois makes its first final match 4 appearance in 21 years with hopes of bringing their school its first national title. The women's Final Four also nears its end with South Carolina playing UConn and Texas playing UCLA. South Carolina hopes to settle the score in this rematch against UConn, losing to them in the championship last year. Tiger Woods was involved in another car crash last Friday in Florida. Martin County Police arrested him on suspicion of DUI. Woods pleaded not guilty to DUI charges. He posted on social media that he's stepping away from professional golfing and seeking treatment to prioritize his health. A Florida judge grants Woods permission to leave the country to receive treatment. Following the incident, Woods removed his name from consideration to be U.S. captain for the Ryder Golf competition in 2027. Michael Jordan's year in basketball are over, but his competitive nature is spilling over in NASCAR. In a recent interview with Gayle King, Michael Jordan expressed his love for NASCAR. His adoration for the sport influenced his decision on co-owning the 2311 racing team.
Basketball.
Jordan credits his father for his love of cars. His legacy will continue in the NASCAR world. The Department of Education says San Jose State University may have violated Title IX by allowing a transgender athlete to compete on the women's volleyball team. The department is giving the university 10 days to change its policy, or else they risk losing federal funding. The roommate of the athlete has to say this about Blair Fleming.
I just don't think it's right in women's sports. It has nothing to do with the way someone wants to live their life day to day. That's not an issue. I think live the way you want to live. But just when it comes to the fairness and safety of women playing, there's a reason that there's 2 different divisions for men and women.
This summer, MMA is taking a trip to the White House. UFC's Freedom 250 will take place live from the White House South Lawn on June 14th. The card will have multiple title fights, including a lightweight clash between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. President Trump has had decades-long relationship with UFC's president Diana White, making this unique event possible. The fight will be available for a pay-per-view on Paramount+. Tune in to see who leaves DC with the gold prize. Both fighters are on the ropes, but where is the match? The proposed rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is reportedly in jeopardy as negotiations over the final terms have stalled. The conflict results mainly from Mayweather's desire for an exposition over a professional despite Pacquiao's team wanting a professional fight. Other issues such as TV contracts and the fight's location are not confirmed as well. As for the drama continues, stay for more updates. The NBA's most valuable player race comes down to the wire. Victor Wembanyama takes the top spot on Kia's MVP ladder this week for the first time since the season started. The San Antonio Spurs star continues to dominate in defense, scoring an all-around gameplay. If Wembanyama wins the title of MVP, he will become the youngest to play to win the award. MVP race remains unpredictable as SGA, Wemby, and Jokic continue to battle for the top spot. And I think that's enough sports from me. Back to you, Nina and Victoria.
Up next, TLC Chili's newest black celebrity hopping on the Trump train.
Stay tuned for more.
Hey Pirates, I'm Justin Reed, your entertainment anchor for tonight. Hollywood got real political this week, so let's dive into the controversy. President Trump had a lot of things to say at his address to the nation yesterday. Also, his disapproval for comedian Drewski's skit mocking Republican women.
They're so jealous of Erica. I said, sue their right. I can say it, you're not allowed to say this, you have to be nicer. Sue their ass off.
It's not confirmed that Drewski is imitating Erica Kirk in the skit, but fans believe the shoe fits. The video drew a lot of laughs, but others found it racist and insensitive. Critics compared Drewski's makeover to racism, arguing that there's a double standard to blackface. TLC's Chili says she accidentally reposted a Michelle Obama conspiracy and denies any ties to MAGA. Over the weekend, fans noticed that singer Chili donated to political campaigns connected to President Trump. She also shared conspiracy theories about former First Lady Michelle Obama. Chili says she would never disrespect Michelle Obama or any woman, and also clarified her donations were meant to support veterans, not any political campaigns. Nick Cannon's remarks about the Democratic Party just might get him kicked out the classroom. The star is currently under fire for calling Democrats the party of the KKK on his podcast, Nick Cannon's Big Drive with Amber Rose. Cannon says he does not subscribe to a specific party, but shares similar views to Rose, who is an avid supporter of President Trump. Many have criticized his remarks for not acknowledging the shift in the party structure since the civil rights era. Cannon heavily endorsed and called him, quote, like the club. Howard University is launching a new highly anticipated hip-hop course highlighting the impact of rap superstar Cardi B. This fall, Bisons can enroll in the Cardi B Am I the Drama? The Art, Production, Marketing, and Social Impact course created by Professor Jasmine Young. The curriculum will cover the marketing tactics made by the Bodega Baddie and her team during the rollout of her critically acclaimed sophomore album. I'm sure students will be lining up to take this course in August. Megan Thee Stallion is making her return back to the stage this evening after a sudden illness during her performance of Moulin Rouge. Coming to Instagram on Tuesday night, she says she needs a day to rest and reset. She began her 8-week engagement with the show on March 24th, with this beginning her first Broadway show. She is also the first woman to play the role of Zidler. The show has been rewritten to include her top hits like Savage and Body, and the crowd is loving it. We are wishing Megan and the rest of the Moulin cast a good luck on tonight's performance. Well, that's all the entertainment news we have for you tonight, Pirates. Back to you, Nina and Victoria.
Thanks, Justin. Pirates, there's so much going on.
And to keep up, join us again next Thursday at the same time and follow our Instagram at WHOV TV.
Have a good night.